Hello YouTube, my name is Legend of DS and welcome to the first review or the review for a Nintendo Direct on this channel. More of them will obviously be coming as long as we keep getting Nintendo Direct. And obviously this one will be, being the first one, will be focused on the latest one, which was the one that happened yesterday on the 13th of September 2018. And the Nintendo Direct began immediately, and we're obviously going to go step by step talking about what was shown, the games, and at the end I'll give my overall feelings. I'm working on a rating system from like out of 10, but every single one of the 10 categories will have a name. I've already thought of some of them, but I'll do that for the next one. I'll probably already have all 10 written down and ready. So let's get on to it. Not get off. Why do I keep saying let's get off onto it? No, let's get on with it and start off with what was the first thing shown in the Nintendo Direct, which was Luigi's Mansion 3. The game does look really good. There's not really much to say. They showed very little. The poltergeist that Luigi uses is the same one that he used in the Smash trailer for Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont. So yeah, everybody that was predicting the character that trailer could reveal something regarding the next Luigi's Mansion was absolutely right. We did get a Luigi's Mansion 3 with a new poltergeist, which is pretty neat to see. The game is coming next year, and let's be honest, 2019 right now for Nintendo is looking pretty damn sweet. And after that we have the 3DS segment, which was very short, and I'll also try to keep it as short as Nintendo did. So they first announced, actually they just talked about 4 different topics, basically for the 3DS, with 2 of them being known quantities, one of them being an announcement of localizations, and finally it was only a brand new game being announced, which was not a brand new game. It's already an 8-year-old game, 9-year-old by the time it comes out, being ported for the 3DS, which was the first. It was Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. It's a game that was confirmed or announced for the 3DS. Not really much to say. It's basically the 3DS, the Wii game brought to the 3DS. It's batting out the 3DS as the 3DS slowly dies out. A brand new mode and mini games that were announced look pretty cool and really fun. The idea of an actual challenge mode in Kirby's Epic Yarn is neat. A shame that it's a 3DS game. I don't think a lot of people will be paying attention to it, so it kinda loses something, but it's still possible that maybe way down the line we get it ported to the Switch. Then we had Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Not much to say. Again, this is a port of the DS game with a side story. From what I hear, people did not particularly care for the side story in the Superstar Saga remake, so I'm not expecting much from this. It's still a cool thing that's coming next year, I believe, or late next year, early next year. Let me see if I can find a release date in the Direct. Not too sure if they give one. Oh, January 11th. I thought January 11th was only for the new Super Mario Brothers. Then we had Luigi's Mansion showcased once again, this time with co-op, and yeah, not much to say. It's the original Luigi's Mansion brought to the 3DS. A lot of people considered it a demake. I don't look at it that way. It's a portable version of the original game. Now we know why Luigi's Mansion, this one is not coming to the Switch, mostly because, you know, 3DS, not 3DS, but because of the third game coming to the Switch next year. And then we had All-Kai Watch blasters being localized. I think that was it. I don't know if it's no, it's a localization. Doesn't matter if it was already in Japan or not. It's not a port. But yeah, it's coming to the 3DS this year, I think. Oh, it's available now. Already available. I'm skimming through it on the YouTube channel once again, on Nintendo's YouTube channel, just to make sure I don't skip anything. And then we moved on to the Switch version, or the Switch segment. We got Splatoon 2 Season 4 basically being announced and showcased in a weird anime style intro video. They showcased new weapons, new sub-weapons, new specials, new gear, new maps, and I believe a new game mode. I haven't gone to Tumblr to see what the Squid Research Lab says, but since it has been almost a full day, not really a full day, but it's been basically like 16, 17 hours since the direct happened and we've heard nothing from it. It does start to seem like maybe, just maybe, it's not a game mode or they haven't announced what it is. The date for that, not that trailer, for the new update, I don't think it was listed. I don't think, maybe it was, let me just see it again. Yeah, it wasn't given. Then after that we had the Mega Man 11 segment with nothing to say. It's interesting that the Mega Man 11 amiibos will only do like give items, which is cool. We saw a little bit, again, we saw the Bounce Man trailer, and this was clearly supposed to be a thing that we're going to be showcasing last week. Also, this direct seems to be the exact same as it was going to be last week, just with the time changed. All I'm going to say about Mega Man is that the game actually plays really well. It's I enjoyed what I played. I'll say the art style, yeah, it looks a little bit weird at times. The amiibo, I'm looking at the amiibo right now for Mega Man from 11. I don't particularly like it, especially when you put it side by side with the Smash amiibo. But maybe once I see it in person and I own it, if I do get to get one, it will be different. Then we had the Mario Tennis Aces announcement. One complaint I'm gonna say is that I hope that I should say for these for the Mario Tennis announcements is please, oh please, don't forget about me. No, please don't make the characters come out per month, because like one character a month, if they're gonna do it up until June, they announce like 4 more characters, so basically we'd be like, okay, we have the October, the November, the December, and the January characters, which, you know, once a month, I get it that they're trying to extend how long the game's out, but and the length of updates, but still, the cool thing was the co-op challenge modes for online, which is cool for you to get different cosmetics for the characters, which made sense. This was a predictable thing with Mario having his original colors and original outfit in the game already. If you played the tournament, it made sense. It's just a little bit weird that it took them this long to do it, and version 2, or basically season 2 of it, will be coming out in about a week on September 19th. Then we got the Capcom beat 'em up bundle, which looks pretty cool. A bunch of arcade beat 'em ups coming to the Nintendo Switch. Some of them for the first time on consoles, and with online, seems pretty neat. You can pre-load it. I haven't seen how much it costs, but yeah, it comes out on the 18th, and not much to say. There is it. It looks fun. Then we got the announcement of the Mario U Deluxe being brought over to the Nintendo Switch. A lot of people are confused why it keeps the name New Super Mario Bros. U. It makes sense. There's 4 New Super Mario Bros. Games. You would not, like, even if you ported over New Super Mario Bros. 3, you would still call it Super Mario Bros. 3, right? A lot of people are also confused about the Toadette thing becoming Peachette, which it's a weird thing regarding the evolution of the species. So we know that Mario is now a New Donkanite. Not really, he's not from New Donk City, at least it doesn't fit the art style. I think he's been confirmed to be from the Mushroom Kingdom, so is Mario and Luigi and Peach just toads with hats and crowns? I don't know, but it's just a deluxe port with Toadette added, basically with the 2 games of New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. Funnily enough, New Super Luigi U is the debut of Luigi as in a platformer, as its own platformer, not like piggybacking on his brother. And yeah, it's also launching the same day as the Mario and Luigi's Bowser Inside Story. Then we had the Katamari Damacy reroll, which I believe is just a remake of the first game. I shouldn't say just, it's a remake of the first game, which is neat for the people that didn't get to play it or didn't play it. It's interesting. Obviously, it's Katamari Damacy is the first one. There's not really much to say. They didn't give a release date, they just said winter 2018. One of the cool things I kind of want to try is to play it with the Joy-Cons as like it was Virtual 10, not Virtual Fighter and ARMS, because it seems like it fits much better in this type of game that it did in those other two. Then after the Katamari Damacy, we got the online servers things, which we already know. Like I said in my reactions video, if you want to complain about the Switch Online, you have a lot of things to complain about, like the voice chat being to the phone, which is to me is the only real major complaint people have that is actually legitimate in a way. Although the news of the cloud saving being deleted or gone the moment you unsubscribe or your subscription expires, it's a little bit weak. The trailer for it was really cute. I think again the only thing people genuinely have a complaint about, but because I haven't seen much people complain about the cloud saving thing, is the voice chat, because everything else I've seen it's mostly come down to, oh, Nintendo has botched the release because they're not showcasing everything yet, given the fact that this is information that we didn't really need like in June. You know, it's weird to me that people want to know things super soon and then complain that it's been a botched thing because we didn't get the information 5 months prior to release. And yeah, the people also complaining about the fact that you need to have the online to be able to buy the NES controllers. I get it why they're doing it. It makes no sense to release that to the public without for people that did not need it. They announced the 20 games are going to be at launch for the NES or for the online. Now it's obvious they're going to keep adding because we already seen the data mine that had the pro controller style thing that looks also like the SNES controller, and I think they're going to be doing it like they did with Wii U, like did with Virtual Console. They're going to be like, when they need it, they're going to drop it, like, yeah, SNES games are coming, yeah, N64 games are coming if they need. And it looks like 2019 they don't really have any major gaps to fill, so it doesn't seem very likely that they'll do it too soon. The one thing I wish they talked about a little bit more was about the special offers. They just said special offers are coming and we're going to talk about it later. But apart from it, there was not much to say regarding the online. Obviously the online starts being paid next Tuesday on the 18th. The controller will cool the NES controller, the Joy-Cons. It costs $60. Also very interesting, they misspelled entertainment in the direct. They spelled it entertainment. Where is it? Yeah, it's a Nintendo Entertainment Systems. It was a misspell. These things happen, but it's still pretty funny to see. Then afterwards we got more information of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, which wasn't really new information. It was info that was already revealed last week or this week through the Pokemon YouTube channel and the Pokemon Japan, with the trailer coming out of showcasing what was going to be here, like Surf, Cut, and Fly being replaced with special moves. There wasn't really much. Then we got the release date for Diablo 3, which was also revealed like hours before the direct even happened, which is a little weird. They didn't wait to showcase it. Also, there was supposedly a leak that was going around, or that showcased a Link armor in the game, so maybe that was not supposed to be announced yet, and that's why it wasn't even in this direct, or maybe that's not even in the game. It was just a really good fake. Because what I saw was an image of the character wearing the Link's clothing, but still, amiibos also don't really give you anything special, quote unquote, don't make the game easier. They literally just drop you a horde of enemies for you to fight and get items. Even if the items are good as they say, it's still tough enemies that you have to beat. The game comes out on November the 2nd, so another good game for, or another big game for the rest of the year. Then we had Super Mario Party. Again, not really much new information in here. We did see, I believe, a clip of a brand new board that we hadn't seen yet. No information about what's coming later on, if they're going to keep doing updates like they're doing with Splatoon, with Mario Tennis, but I do believe we will. One thing, and I even mentioned in my reaction video, was that they say that the raft mode is the first time we've ever had a co-op adventure in Mario Party, when technically speaking Mario Party 10's Bowser Party was that. Yeah, not much else to say. We already knew most of these stuff, but the game does look good and I cannot wait to play it. The game comes out on October 5th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot to mention Mega Man comes out on October the 3rd or the 2nd. I'm not too sure. I've heard both dates. Those are really fun, looking to be really fun games. Then afterwards we had the brand new IP from Game Freak Town, which to me this speaks a lot more to what Nintendo is all about right now than people realize. This is truly the like Game Freak has done very few games and not very important games or big games outside of Pokemon like ever. And Town is the first true brand new IP they make that is actually looking to be interesting and not a small project. This looks to be interesting. This tells you a lot about what Nintendo is right now, and it seems like they might be investing a lot more in brand new IPs and having their most experienced and bigger studios working on something outside of their comfort zone. Then we had the City Skylines Nintendo Switch edition, which is fine. The game looked a little bit rough around the edges. It's interesting once again that we're getting this, but we're not getting SimCity. But then again, EA is not known for doing the smart thing. They're known for doing the greedy thing, which in this case would have been the same thing. I don't understand why they didn't do it, but hey, we do get a SimCity style game, and yeah, it's looking interesting. It's available already on the Nintendo Switch, which was a cool announcement. Not really much to say about that. Then we got more footage on Damien X Machina. The game continues to look relatively good. Not relatively, it continues to look good. It's a brand new idea, and it appears that Nintendo might just be the IP owner, or at the very least the big publisher, because in the Nintendo of America Direct, or the side of the Direct, you can see the announcement of and having Nintendo on top of the game. So it does seem like Nintendo is in fact either the publisher, just the publisher in the West, or the IP owner, but bare minimum the publisher. Which makes it very interesting for this game. It seems like Nintendo is taking also chances of going to smaller companies and going and saying like, we want you guys to make an IP for us, and that's also a really cool thing. Also, the game will be available 2019. Not much else, but you know, that's all we have. The game looks good. Then we had Yoshi's Crafted World, which looked a lot better than it did almost 2 years ago when it was showcased at E3. Well, not 2 years ago, it was a year and 2 months ago. What the hell am I talking about? Again, like Yoshi's Woolly World, an impressive game. It looks more impressive than the last time we saw it, like Woolly World did. Not a big graphics change like Woolly World got, but still looking very good, a lot more impressive. The background and the game itself is much more dynamic than Yoshi's Woolly World was, and I like the fact that time trial appears to be just going, instead of going doing the levels as fast as you can, he's doing them backwards as fast as you can, which is a really neat idea. The game comes out in the spring, it's a neat thing to see. Then we have the tabletop game segment, which is cool. I don't really have much to say here. Tabletop games are fun. It depends obviously on the games you're playing. I don't know any of these games, so I cannot really discuss them. So yeah, good thing that they're coming out. All of them will be available relatively soon. The Lord of the Rings game will be available in April, I believe. I don't remember seeing dates for the other games, but I could be wrong. Unless, let me see if Pandemic does show. Pandemic also is going to be available in March. And the other one, the first one, let's see if I can see it. The first one, Carcassonne, is coming in December, so it's December, April and March for these games. We don't have a date for Munchkin and what was the other game? It's Munchkin and Catan Universe. So yeah, then we got the Civilization 6 announcement trailer, and yeah, this is the point where we realized that the Direct was kept the same from last month, or from last week, because the Civilization 6 trailer was taken care of and even had the question mark, like it was a brand new big announcement, which is still a big announcement for people that missed it, but it's actually pretty interesting. And the game obviously comes out November 16th. This was already been confirmed. Then after that we had the Starlink trailer with more of Fox and the group and the Star Fox crew looking great in this game. The cutscenes do look pretty neat. This is a game that's shaping up to be very interesting. I think that putting Fox McCloud in it was a great idea to make people actually care. And I think this could legitimately lead to Nintendo doing more crossovers with other companies. We've heard a rumor right now that Nintendo and Bethesda might be working on an exclusive game, which I don't believe. Then we saw Wolf coming out and appearing in this trailer, or in this direct, yeah, in this trailer. He looks good. His voice to me, for whatever reason, and I heard people say, oh, it's a really edgelord. To me, it seems like he has a voice like it's Scar from The Lion King. The game comes out next month on October 16th. I've said that I'll most likely buy it if I can find a version with the amiibo, not the amiibo, the Arwing and the Foxglad amiibo or figure, because that's really cool. And even if I don't find it, I'll eventually buy it because it does seem like a little cool game. Then we got 2 updates for The World Ends With You and the Torna, The Golden Country. Not much to say in either of these cases. The games do look fun. Obviously one is a port of an older game and the other one is a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you own Xenoblade Chronicles 2 expansion pack like I do, you already have the game. Actually, this review was supposed to be recorded after I recorded the first episode for that series, but unfortunately I was an idiot and I completely forgot to download it. So yeah, this is being recorded while that's downloading. But if you don't own the expansion pack, the game then comes out next week. Then we got a bunch of smaller announcements of release dates of Warframe coming on November 20th, Just Dance on October 23rd, FIFA coming out on the 28th of September. Then Sonic Team Racing and NBA 2K Playgrounds did not get any release dates, and the fact that NBA 2K19 is already out and you can play it. Then obviously also finally the release date for LEGO DC Supervillains, that's coming out on October 16th. Then we had the unleash of Final Fantasy releases. I think like it was the Square Enix's way to give me the middle finger, because since E3, since before the Switch launched, I've been saying where are that they would gonna be do this, the barrage of games and just like showcase game after game after game after game, and they did it. They finally did it. When I stopped predicting that would happen, they did it. We get Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which is already available. Crystal Chronicles is coming 2019. Then we get the World of Final Fantasy Maxima that is coming out on November 16th, on November 6th I should say, or the 6th of November. Then the Chocobo Everybody, the Mystery Dungeon game that's coming out in this winter. They didn't give a release date. Then for 2019 we're gonna get a barrage of Final Fantasy games. So Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, and Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, the HD remake for that one, will all be coming out in 2019. Then we get the Smash bundle, and the bundle looks cool. I like the dock. Don't really care for the Joy-Con, because literally the right Joy-Con is just a white line that it has. And then we got to the most divisive part of the Direct that I've seen. Now, I'm on the camp that didn't particularly enjoy the way this Direct ended, because it was very mellow. You know, for people that don't enjoy Animal Crossing that much, all that we got at the end was very boring, I should say. For me, it was just like, okay, can we kind of move along past this? Because it's a big announcement for sure, but I don't feel like that's the way to end a Direct or a thing, because it's very mellow. There's not a lot of things happening, and there were basic teasers. But I'll say this, Isabelle in Smash, really cool, completely blew everybody's expectations away. People were thinking, myself included, that she would be an Echo. I've said it in every single one of my lists, that she would be in if she was an Echo or if she was a clone, and she's not. She's her own character. She does have a different moveset, which is really neat to see. The Animal Crossing thing doesn't really do much. The announcement for the game for 2019 doesn't do much for me, but I know it does for a lot of people, which is an interesting thing. It's good for you guys that got the game. I kind of now know how people felt at E3 when Smash fans like me were super hyped when we got all that information, but everybody else was like, meh. I kind of feel like that. I mean, fine. It's a cool trail for Isabelle, but it's for people that don't enjoy Animal Crossing. It was very meh, because it felt very slow. It was very slow paced. It was drawn out. It was cool that we got 2 announcements at once, but I think that's it for this. And I said I've been working on a great system, and I'll keep going until I have like everything named. I won't say names, but for this direct, the only major bummer for me was the way it ended. You know, Smash trailers normally are very fast-paced or very intriguing, and even for people that are not fans or don't know much about the franchises that are at hand, you always get something for you. And the Isabelle trailer didn't really have that. It was just an Animal Crossing trailer basically with a little bit of Smash Brothers in it. Which is fine for people that like it, but for me it's kind of I'll say it, to me it's my least favorite Smash trailer I've ever seen. But that doesn't mean it's a bad trailer for people that didn't enjoy it. For people that did enjoy it, overall this direct, I'll say it's a terrific direct. It sets up 2019 perfectly. 2019 now seems to be a behemoth for games. I think 2019 will surpass 2017 in terms of how much it sells. Right now we have Animal Crossing and Pokemon as guaranteed 10 million sellers. We have Fire Emblem and Yoshi as guaranteed 2 million sellers at the bare minimum. Luigi's Mansion is gonna do at the very least 5 million. And that's not counting like other games like surprisingly like Town and Damien X Machina, the possibilities of games coming out next year like Shin Megami Tensei 5, Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is also going to be a major game. So for the direct I would give it a solid 8.5. I would give it a 9 if the final bit of it had been more exciting. And again, that just comes down to preferences. I don't really care for Animal Crossing, so to me it was very slow paced and like drawn out until the end. But for people that do enjoy it, I believe, and I've seen some people react to it, it was the greatest thing of all time. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tell me in the comment section, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct and what was your favorite announcement from that Direct? I forgot to say that. Mine was, I'm gonna say it was Luigi's Mansion because it's kind of what I predicted. I said that Luigi's Mansion, Bayonetta 3, and Metroid Prime 4, one of these three was gonna be showcased here while the other two would be at the Game Awards. And guess what? Luigi's Mansion was here, so I was very excited for that, and it was a very good way to open the Direct. Honestly, that's the one thing I would change about this Direct. I would flip the orders. I would put Luigi's Mansion at the end and the Isabelle trailer at the beginning. You know? I think the Direct would have ended on a higher note. But I understand that Animal Crossing is also one of Nintendo's biggest IPs and one of the most popular ones out there. So yeah, tell me in the comment section what was your favorite moment of the Direct, what was your least favorite moment about the Direct, and what would you change about the Direct. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been The Legend of DS, and I see you guys next time.